Hello, AWRF. Welcome to Harrington's virtual booth. I'm Jason Buellin, Eastern Regional Sales Manager. I also have Tony Lenardi with me today. He is behind the camera, also has a part of the presentation. He's a relatively new salesman for us that covers Philadelphia, DC, and Baltimore. There's three things that we wanted to talk about with you today. First is COVID and its impact on our company, because you can't have any meetings anymore without first talking about COVID. Secondly, we're going to be talking about the training room where we are today. And then lastly, we're going to cover a couple new products that we're introducing to the marketplace. So first things first, COVID certainly had a negative impact on our business. We did see a downturn in our business starting in April. And we did have to enact some cost-cutting measures because we have to be good stewards of our business. However, we wanted those measures to be invisible to you, the customer. We think it's very important that we maintain a high standard of serviceability, and we want to outperform our competition at all times and at all levels, even when there's a downturn in business. And we think that if we do those things, we properly service you, it'll help us get a larger portion of your business. And we saw that that actually did hold true. So according to HMI's market share numbers, we had 5 very good months against our competition. So thank you for that. As of right now, we are in great shape. We've got a fully staffed customer service department. We're ready to take quotes, enter orders, and help you in any way that we can. Additionally, we did not furlough any of our outside sales force, so we are ready to go. We can do face-to-face calls, we can do joint calls, we can do sales training for you, help you expedite orders, all the typical things that your outside sales force can do for you. Here internally, operationally, we're in good shape as well. We have a lot of inventory built up. So if you need a large order, you need something quickly, we should be able to help you out. So please contact us. We can expedite things as necessary. And that includes our production team as well. So fully staffed over there, and we can assemble, manufacture, or change voltages or chains, anything that is necessary to get your product quickly. So we're in very good shape. We're ready to take orders. Please send as many as you have. All right, secondly, wanted to talk about our construction project we started a couple years ago. Step one of that was moving our hoist production from here in Mannheim over to our 100,000 square foot Elizabethtown facility. It's only about a half hour away, and what that did is it freed up extra space in here for office space, as well as this large training room that we're in today. We think training is a very important part of what we do. We need to communicate the features and benefits of the Harrington product versus our competition, and this is a great place to do that. It's very big, it's got a lot of table space, a lot of chair space. We can fit a lot of people in here, even with social distancing. And on top of that, we have products, we've got parts, we've got the opportunity for your employees to pick up our hoists, see them at eye level, touch the parts, and learn a lot about the not just the externals, but the internal parts of the hoist. That'll give them confidence to be a good seller in front of your customers. Unfortunately, we shut down all of our training over the last 5 months. However, as of this week, we're starting to schedule things for the future. Don't know if we're going to get anything in for 2020, but early 2021, we plan to have both repair schools and Harrington Academies up and running. So if you have some people that are interested, please communicate with your Harrington salespeople and we'll get you lined up. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Tony. Tony's going to talk about our CX mini hand chain hoist.
Thank you, Jason. So as Jason mentioned, my name is Tony Lenardi. I cover the Mid-Atlantic, Western New York, Eastern Pennsylvania, and all of Maryland. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our brand new CX010 one-ton mini hand chain hoist. So if you guys are familiar with Harrington, which I know a lot of you are, we revolutionized the market with our CX003 and CX005, which are quarter and half ton. So we're really excited to be able to offer this mini hand chain hoist in a one-ton unit. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk a little bit about the features and benefits of it, and also some of the end users that we think are really going to benefit off this hoist. So So first off, the biggest feature on this one is going to be the lightweight design on it. So as you can see, you can pick it up with one hand here. This hoist with 10 foot of lift is only 17 pounds. And we compare that to our next lightest hoist at a 1 ton capacity of CF, is about 29 pounds. So right off the bat, you get a 12-pound difference, and any hoister out there knows any pound that they can save on a hoist is less work that they have to do, especially if they have to travel great distances. Also, you get the low headroom design by using this half-ton body with a dual reed chain. So going off the chain here, we opted to use a nickel-plated grade 80 load chain. What you get with the grade 80 load chain is the corrosion resistance and the rust resistance. So you can be sure that this is used outside full time or in hot, humid environments, that the chain is going to hold up much better than much of the other chain in the marketplace today. The actual body of this hoist is aluminum die cast on it, so it's extremely rugged, especially if its hoist is being moved and not hanging in a certain spot the entire time. Maybe it's getting put in the back of a truck or a toolbox. It's going to hold up very well. And then inside, we opted to use steel components instead of using plastic like a lot of our competitors. That's just because we want this to be used in those harsh environments that our lever pullers or regular hand chain hoists are used. So we wanted to keep that going with the Harrington line. So it makes it extremely rugged and reliable. The one way how we keep this small body is because we use a dual reeve chain. And with dual reeving, there is a phenomenon called capsizing. And what that happens is when the hook goes over. So we decided to add this small piece. So in case that would happen, it's a visual twist detection method so that you know that it has been capsized and the user himself can fix the problem before he starts lifting a load. Also, going off of safety, we have our load limiting device inside of this. So just like our quarter and our half ton, the load limiter inside here will actually stop once it gets over 1 ton. So when you're cranking on it and it gets above 2,000 pounds, the load will stop and you have to put it safely back to the ground. This is because we don't want people overloading these to an extreme amount. At that point, you should be going to get a larger hoist to do the job properly. Some of the end users that we believe are really going to benefit from this are any kind of HVAC or heating companies, especially if they have tight environments where they need to pick up more than a quarter or half ton. They now have the full capacity and the compact design to do the job right. Any kind of municipalities or pumps or wastewater treatment plants where they have hoists hanging full time, they can now use this as a one hoist, many job operations. So they can rehang it on a gantry or any kind of jib crane to pick up a pump that maybe they're only moving 6 months to a year at a time. And also any kind of general contractors out there. So as you're talking to people, you're gonna find these hoists can be used in a lot of different environments, and people are really going to love the lightweight and compact design of them. So these will be available October 17th. So if you have any questions, comments, please reach out to your local sales rep or customer service. We wanna get you a quote and get these out in the field. At this point, I'm going to turn it back over to Jason Buellin. He's going to talk a little bit about our new RY hoist.
All right, thank you, Tony. We're very excited about that product. We've done very well with both our LX and CX mini hoists, and I'm sure expanding the line to 1 ton is only going to help that process. I wanted to talk to you about our RY wire rope hoist. We introduced this to the marketplace last year, starting with 3 and 5 ton, and then quickly following with the 7.5 and 10 ton. This hoist is fully featured and ready to go right out of the box. First off, it has a variable frequency drive as a standard for both the hoist motion and the trolley motion. And what comes along with that VFD is the option to change both your upper and lower speeds. You can change the deceleration and acceleration, and then additionally, you get a no-load high speed as well. So the hoist actually detects when there's no load, and the hook increases its travel. This increases productivity by the operator. Along with that variable frequency drive, no-load high speed, you also get thermal motor protection and electronic overload limiter as well. So a lot of features come with that VFD. On top of that, this hoist is UL 1340 listed standard right out of the box. That's very unique. In fact, so unique, we're the only ones who offer that right out of the box. Some of our competitors offer an electronic only option for UL, but ours includes the electronics, it includes the mechanical, and most importantly, it includes how the two work together. It includes the entire hoist. This third-party certification is very important to a lot of the larger companies especially, the John Deeres, General Electrics, or Disneys of the world, they appreciate the importance of a third-party certification on a hoist. So please, talk to your employees, use UL 1340 as a possibility to differentiate yourself from the non-Harrington dealers out there. On top of 1340, this drum is very unique to the market. So if you go back 10, 15 years ago, a lot of the wire rope hoists were US style. They had a very deep groove drum and no rope guide. Over the last 5 to 10 years, that has transitioned to a European style with a thin groove drum and a rope guide. We've taken the best of both worlds. We've got a very deep groove drum and a rope guide. And what that does is it increases the longevity of both your drum and your wire rope. In addition, it increases the longevity of the rope guide as well. Eventually, when that does wear, it's a very easy replacement as well. So you can take it out very quickly and reinstall one. So it's a very maintenance-friendly part and hoist. Lastly, our wire rope has AWRF, which is a plastic-coated core through the middle of the wire rope. As many of you at AWRF know, this will increase durability of the wire rope. It's not less expensive to do it this way, it's more expensive, but we know that the total cost of ownership is important to a lot of customers. And because of that, we add some of these extra features and benefits. At this point, we're gonna follow me, we're gonna walk out to the shop. The reason why we're going outside is because Harrington has sold a lot of different wire rope hoists over the years. This is the first hoist that we have designed, engineered, manufactured, and assembled ourselves. In fact, our hoist assembly is right outside these doors. So as you leave the training room, you have to walk right here to see right where our RY hoist is assembled. This area here is where we manufacture, assemble the 10-ton bodies. And then on this side, we do the smaller bodies, the 3 and the 5-ton capacities. So a lot of different steps when it comes to this. First, right here in this area, we build the frame. We add the counterweights, the control box, and the suspension. When that's accomplished, we'll move it over to one of these 2 stands here, so we can manufacture 2 at a time. At this point, we add the drum and motor. Once that's accomplished, they're picked up and put onto one of these 2 stands. When they get here, we add the wire rope and the block. At this point, a quality control person comes out and inspects the hoist. This happens on every single hoist that we're assembling. The reason why we do that is because before we do any functional tests, we want to have an independent person take a look at the hoist and make sure that everything looks good. Once they check off all the boxes and say it's ready to roll, then the operator uses the hoist and does a functional test to make sure the hoist is operating and doing what it's supposed to. Once it meets all those standards, it gets picked up by the crane and it gets moved over here. And at this point, it's going to pick up one of these test weights. At that point, we run electronic testing, and we do a lot of different testing methods. We start off with a 100% load test, make sure it meets those standards. Then we do a traversing test to make sure the trolley is operating properly. We do a speed verification to make sure that it's running at the speeds that we promise. Then it does a load limiter verification. That's a great way to make sure the variable frequency drive is wired up and operating as it should. And then finally, we do the 125% load limiter test as well. All that gets sent to the computer, and we print out an electronic report for every single one of those tests, and we keep that in file as needed. Once it's met and successfully accomplished all those tests, we bring quality control out a second time to take a look at the hoist, make sure it's still ready to go, everything's buttoned up and ready to ship. At that point, it gets picked up, moved over here, and dropped into a crate for shipping. So at this point, it's ready to go and get to you. certainly very excited about this product. If you haven't seen one yet, please bring one into your shop, put your hands on it. You'll see the quality that we have through the rest of our line holds true on this RY. You know, we've got a very unique marketing strategy where we want a product that is high quality, it's got a low total cost of ownership, very durable, it's maintenance friendly, it's easy on the operator, and it's all done at a very competitive price point. We've been very successful with our manual products with that strategy. We've been very successful with our electric chain hoist using that strategy, and we're very confident that the RY hoist is going to be successful too with that same strategy. So please give one a try. We're confident that you're going to love it. All right, we're going to now move over to a 5-minute Q&A. Good morning.
Morning.
We're available for questions, if you can hear us.
We can hear you.
Great.
All right.
Just waiting on Justin 1 second.
There are, first question is coming in. Can you guys see it? They're asking, when is the 1-ton CX available?
So October 17th, we're going to be able to start quoting and shipping.
Right now, there are no other questions coming in. Anything else you'd like to address?
We appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. Our outside sales force is ready for any questions or any follow-up that's necessary. So please reach out and we'll help you any way we can. Thanks for your time today.
Great, thank you. And great job in taking advantage of the virtual platform to showcase your operations. Great presentation.